The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the September 2nd, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day, and let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email, send it off early, send it to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. And of course, if you're inside our Tigers Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. So we begin our day here with not a mixed bag. We got all the U.S. indices trading in the downside. Dow's off 440. 378 for the S&P, 323 for the NASDAQ, 23 for the Russell, 233 for the trannies, 134 for the semis, 310 for the NASDAQ Composite, 182 for the New York Stock Exchange. Gold is up $5, but see that little star there by the TD9 count? Now, don't pay attention to the profile levels that'll pop up here. Actually, I'm going to stick with gold, then we'll go over and take a look at that. But there is a TD9 count topping pattern that is going to go ahead and confirm today inside of the XAU. That says everybody in the mining sector, time to just be careful, cautious, watch and observe at this stage here. If we take a look at gold, let's just start with gold. Let me open up the daily time frame. Gold has been first. Gold formed a TD9 count, a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top for its daily time frame, and it does that back on the trading session of April 23rd. That means the high out there, the all-time high that is the key level of resistance out there. And that's at 35.8580. That's the price level that price is going to go target, or should at least go target. So far, we've been up to 35.8140. Now, if price is able to close above that, that would be a positive in that we would have a negated Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. However, we are in wave number 7. Basil probably noted that during his show out there. So if we take a look at coming off of the low out here with regard to gold on May 15th, what we've done today, or what we did this morning, was triggered wave number 7. Now, that needs a lower high to confirm, but that is also a topping signal. So we're coming into resistance. We're in bar number 7. Could get a TD9 count topping pattern, much like silver. We also could just simply get a consolidation measured move breakout, and that would take us up towards the 38.07 level. So that's where that pattern would take us to. There's many A to B equals CD patterns we could also draw in here, but it was that consolidation pattern that was the most important one for us to pay attention to and observe. Now, that's what's going on the daily time frame. The weekly time frame is one that's got that TD9 count top. That's also at that same high, 35.8580. If price on a weekly basis closes above that, that will be a bullish signal. That'll set up an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. And on a monthly time frame chart, prices trading at first has got a TD9 count top that requires a monthly closing above 35.8580, and 35.8580 is also the top of its profile. So you got gold that's really running right up into resistance, even on the 30-minute time frame. That's right, we've got more for you. Now, the 30-minute time frame for gold is really interesting. Why is it interesting, Steve-O? Because it has both a TD9 count top that has been tested and so far rejected. We'll see in this half-hour session whether or not price is going to take that out. It also has a TD9 count bottom. So we've got a key level of support and resistance. Right now, the resistance level that you're watching is 35.7840. If price on a 30-minute basis closes above that, that certainly increases the odds of a further rally. Okay, of course, we are at resistance as we speak right now. If you can't bust them to the upside, no idea whether it will or it won't, well, then you'll try to bust them the downside. That would say you move back at least towards the green oscillator and change line around the 35.61 level. So you've got gold basically testing resistance on its daily, its weekly, its monthly, and even its 30-minute time frame out there. Now, I had mentioned the XAU, so let's pull these charts up on our screen. Ignore the profile levels. I should turn off the volume on my phone. That would be helpful. And what you're going to see out here is the XAU is going to go ahead and confirm a daily TD9 count top today. It will complete that pattern tomorrow. That would suggest at a minimum that the mining equities would pull back, or at least the XAU itself would pull back to first test the oscillator and change line. That's at 245.26. If that level were to fail, then it would be the weekly oscillator and change line that we would look at. Now, there's no weekly topping pattern out there, so this may be just a short-lived 2 to 4 day move to the downside once that pattern completes, but 234.57 could be a price target, or even 202.71, but we're not going to go there as we speak. On a 30-minute basis for the XAU, I don't have any kind of a topping signal out here for that time frame, so I expect that bar number 9 will be a new high out there. Time will tell. As far as other signals out here, we've got the energy sector, the XLE. That's also going to go ahead and form a TD9 count top today. It will complete that pattern tomorrow. On a weekly time frame, prices traded right up into the level where a counter trend move to the upside would come to an end. Interesting. And that's at 90.64. So you're going to get a TD9 count top on the daily time frame. So what that would suggest is that price would pull back to at least test support. The first level of support, the oscillator and change line, 88.37-ish out there. If that level fails, we head lower. Head lower to where? Well, you could get down to the 85.82 level out there. So want to be cautious and concerned and watched on the XLE. We want to do the same with regard to the mining equities. Now, that was the XAU that we looked at. We haven't looked at the GDX, which I'm sure somebody will ask that question, and we will. Just looking for the other signals out here, if anything. Goldfields. So Goldfields is going to go ahead and confirm a TD9 count today, as is Kinross Gold. KGC is that ticker symbol. So we're going to pull those charts up here. Also, a bearish reversal candle on Goldfields would generate or trigger a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Here, prices trade above the top of its daily profile. That becomes the first level of support on a pullback, 33.18. The monthly time frame for GFI is also going to go ahead and confirm or likely to confirm at the end of the month, a TD9 count top. Now, that pattern will not complete until next month. That doesn't mean the next month would be the high. On a weekly time frame, you're just in bar number 7, so we don't have any kind of a topping signal there. You're in bar number 8 on a 30-minute time frame for GFI. So from a short-term standpoint, we could be getting ready to get a top in here within the next hour and 15 minutes or so. Kinross Gold, KGC, also going to go ahead and complete a TD9 count topping pattern today. It does not have a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. That was on the last bar out here, so that pattern will complete tomorrow. So you're going to get a confirmation today, completion tomorrow. Price should pull back to about the 20.59 level. If that area fails, then we'd be looking at about 18.56 to 19.25. No topping pattern on the weekly time frame. Monthly time frame is going to complete a TD9 count top. Be careful with regard to Kinross Gold. We come back from this break. I'm not sure what we're going to do just exactly, but we do have requests. Some left over from Friday, Marvell, XOM, GATX. We'll get to those. We'll also take a look at McEwen Mining, HOTH, and WWR. That's what we've got inside our request out there. Looks like Apple as well. We'll be right back, folks.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We got the Spot VIX Index. It's trading higher by about 23% right now, up by $3.53 today. One-day rates of change on the Spot VIX Index above 10%. You want to watch that at day's end. That typically triggers a bounce or a bottom overnight out there. So pay attention to that. Most certainly come day's end. If we take a look at the New York Stock Exchange, its advanced decline oscillator, again, that's the difference between the 39 and 19 periods of the advanced decline line. That is now below the zero threshold level. This would be day number 1 below that. We're about minus 67 right now. 2 consecutive days below that would signal that sellers are the ones that are in control. If you look at the Spot VIX, you can see how that has jumped up quite a bit. It is above the 50-day X-minutes moving average. The 50 days at 1664. When price is above that level, that says or provides sellers with an edge out there. So in both cases here, with the advanced decline oscillator being below zero, with the Spot VIX Index being above its 50-day X-minutes moving average, it does give signals for sellers to be the ones that are in control. Now, if we get that one-day rate of change above plus 10% today, I would expect or anticipate that the VIX would make its way back towards that 50-day X-minutes moving average. Maybe we even get a test and rejection. As you know, we are in the most unfavorable seasonal month of the year, and we've certainly kicked that off with glowing covers out there. Let's take a look at the equity future contracts here, and then we'll get to the requests. So we take a look at the NQ. Actually, I've got the intraday charts up here. So if we take a look at the NQ out here, probably the most important of the 4 equity future contracts to be paying attention to. First, if we look at the 5-hour time frame, this has a TD9 count bottom pattern. That formed back at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon back on August 20th. That led to a rally right up into that TD9 count breakdown resistance level of 22,804. Now we are basically testing that TD9 count area, that TD9 count bottom, I should say, in a close below 23,035. You've heard that number maybe a couple times. That's going to negate that signal and suggest that we move lower. Now, there's a new pattern that formed earlier this morning. If we take a look at the 4-hour time frame chart and the 2-hour time frame chart, both of their candles confirmed bullish hammer candles. That's set up by the D point patterns out there. So now we really have a new level that the NQ needs to close below to suggest lower price. And that level is 23,025 and a quarter. What else is important inside of the NQ? Well, I would say it's the 5-hour time frame chart. Some of you may remember seeing this chart. This chart here is the 5-hour time frame chart for the NQ that shows the TD9 count breakout levels. Those are red. Breakdown levels, those are green out here. It's the breakout areas that we're most interested in that the last time we had a move of any significance to the downside was back at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon on August the 1st out there. And what was price doing? Price was pulling back and testing that 22,835.50 level. That is another key number to be watching. If we close below that, well, obviously for the 5-hour time frame, that would say we've got some type of change in trend that is unfolding. So that's what's going on with regard to the NQ. Let me see if there's anything else out here that really pops out. Not much, not really. So what we can say is the 30-minute top of its bearish structured profile. No idea if a new profile formed between now and whenever, but that certainly has held. So your significant resistance level for the day is going to be that 23,282.50 level. If price were to close above that, that would say that we've got a rally. But at this moment in time, it looks more like we're going to go test those lows than we are to rally up to test those highs. That's what's going on with regard to the NQ. Let's pull up the ES Mini out here. It may have, I don't know what I was thinking there, but let's put in the correct month out here and see what kind of signals it has. No idea whether it actually generated those same bullish hammer candles for its 4-hour time frame chart, and it's definitely on the 2-hour time frame chart. And price right now is in essence testing that low, but we've got a lower hammer candle on the that's also a TD9 count pattern that's going to go. So the 2-hour time frame chart definitely worth watching. This candle here is going to close at 12 noon, so about another 38 minutes from now, and that's going to be bar number 9. Now, that says that at 2 p.m., you're going to get a TD9 completion of a 2-hour TD9 count bottom pattern out there. So keep an eye on the 2-hour time frame charts, especially as we approach, or especially as we're in the noon to 2 o'clock time frame out there. So those of you that are intraday traders, watch that. On the so the low of the day, which generated this bullish hammer candle by the D point pattern, and now maybe a TD9 count pattern out there, that low is at 63.8325. I can't say if we close below that means that we're going to head lower because of that 2-hour TD9 count pattern that is basically forming it in place. In fact, let me just do this here. Let's just go ahead and put up the, so we have all 4 2-hour equity future charts. If you give me just a moment, which I know you will, we're going to pull those up on the screen. My guess is it's just 3 of the 4 out there. But let's just find out with certainty out here. So we know we've got on the 2-hour for the ES and the NQ, we've got TD9 count bottom patterns. Well, it looks like we've got it for the Russell 2000 as well. And how about the Dow equity future contract? Where are we in its pattern for its 2-hour time frame chart? In its pattern, we've got just bar number 7, but that was also a bullish hammer candle. That confirmed a buy the D point pattern. So I'd say the 2-hour time frame charts, those of you that are intraday traders, are the most important for you to watch throughout the rest of the day to give you a clue as to what the market's intentions are. All right, so let's do this here. Let's move off of this, and I'm going to close out this chart just to free up some space. And let's get now go back to really Friday afternoon or Friday's show out there. There were a couple of requests that I wasn't able to get to. At least that is my recollection. So if I did do these, then apology for redoing them, but I don't believe that I did. And the first one was to take a look at Marvell for Brent in Martinez, California. So, Brent, if you are listening in live, thanks for doing that. What Marvell did on Friday was it triggered an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside as it was as a gap to the downside. Now, the C to D leg, we can see that first, the initial price projection area is approximately 61.12. You can't quote me to the penny on that because I'm just using a line tool, but right around the 61.12 area. So as price approaches that range, which we're approaching it as we speak, so does so to say, you'd be looking for a bullish reversal candle to confirm a buy the D-point bottom. What I was also going to share with you is the way that we exploded off of the C point of that A to B equals CD to the downside suggests that we do more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD pattern. So that's the first thing with regard to the daily time frame chart. The weekly time frame chart, we're trading below profile support, which is at 69.73. We're also trading below its red oscillator and change line. Those are bearish conditions. That suggests, at a minimum, that price ought to make a run for its swing point. The swing point is from April the 11th, and the high of that swing point is 61.30. Volume there, 153 million shares. Last week, we moved lower with 167 million shares. So you are moving lower with volume. Price should at least go test that high. Now, if you close inside 61.30, and certainly do with volume, that would suggest a test of that low. Finally, to the monthly time frame, Brent, the profile level of support is at 60.62 out there. No idea whether that will hold or not. So you're watching the daily time frame. You're watching for price to get lower, maybe around the 60.62, 61.12 level, and then you'd be watching for a daily bullish reversal candle. And if you don't get that, which would be really expected at this stage here, the only reason why we might get it is because of the monthly profile support level at the 60.62 area. The weekly is saying, yeah, I don't think so. But you're still watching. Doesn't matter. Bullish reversal candle, once we get down towards those levels, would generate a Gartley buy pattern for Marvell. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. Hope everybody had a great holiday weekend out there. Man, tremendous weekend for sports. It didn't matter whether, really not so much for golf, although there was certainly some golf on. But, tennis, baseball, football. How about that send-off for Lee Corso? I thought that was great. For those of you that watch that, so there's a little... So I know Lee. Lee and I belong to the same country club for about 2 decades or so. So I would run into him working out usually in the morning. And I think it was Herb that was talking about, in fact, it was Herb. He was talking about the pencil. You know, the pencil that Lee Corso always uses. Now, that pencil, if you noticed it, is a Dixon Ticonderoga logo on that. So the story goes like this. There's a guy named Gino Impala, and his middle initial, but that's kind of what he went by. He was the CEO. This goes back to the late 80s, early 90s. He was the CEO of Dixon Ticonderoga, and he brought that to an area called Heathrow, Florida, in the Central Florida area out there. Well, Gino became friends with Lee as well, and that's where the pencil came from. I thought maybe they were going to tell just that little tidbit or story about that. My oldest daughter is friends with Lee's granddaughter out there, so pretty cool. It was a great send-off, I thought, and a great last final headgear pick, if you will. And I thought Ohio State played pretty well. But how about Florida State? Florida State really looked pretty good out there. Didn't think they were going to beat Alabama like they did. In any event, let's get back to the request out here. This is also coming in on Friday, which was a take a look at ExxonMobil. I didn't write down the person's name. My apology for that. But the question was, I don't remember what the question was, but what I can share with you with regard to ExxonMobil is the following. Today is going to form bar number 9 of a TD9 count. That says this pattern will go ahead and complete tomorrow. And what should then unfold, because I think the question was, is ExxonMobil in a breakout? And the answer to that is I'd have to say, no, it's more likely going to form at least a short-term top. Now, if you look at the weekly time frame chart, you can see the trend line running off of its highs from back on this on a weekly basis, back on October 11th in 2024 out there. And so you can see that we're up against a weekly trend line at the same time that we're forming, or it's forming, I should say, a daily TD9 count pattern. So what price should do here is pull back for at least 2 to 4 days out there. And I would say its price target will be 111.36. That doesn't mean that's where price is going to stop, even if it does pull back to that level. In fact, you could get below that, and if you do, that's going to bring 107.28 to 108.16 into play out there. The monthly time frame chart still has that Rhodes momentum indicator top, price trading below its oscillator and change line. So no, ExxonMobil is not in a breakout mode, and I apologize for not writing down the individual's name who was interested in that. The next request coming from John in Milwaukee, who wants to take a look at the GATX. And my recollection is you're looking at this as a position to hold for over a year. So let me share with you what it is that the charts are communicating to you and I as we speak right now. The first thing is, on a daily time frame, you have a TD9 count top that's going to go ahead and complete today. What that suggests is that price should pull back to about the 165 level. 165.14 is the daily oscillator and change line. If price were to move below that, then price would target 161.37, and below that, anywhere between 158.24 and 159.48. So you got a daily TD9 count top. The weekly pattern tested a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. It did that on Friday. That was a swing point from February 21st. Now, that had volume of 496,000 shares. Last week, we tested it with 957,000 shares. That says that we should at least get back up and test that high. That high being 168.89. As long as price remains above 161.35, that would be the likely outcome. Well, I thought you said it's got a daily TD9 count top. I did say that. So this just says intermediate term time frame. Price should at least get back up there and test that. Thirdly, we ended the month of August, and the month of August was unable to take out its bearish structured profile resistance zone. That resistance zone between 160.65 and 168.89. Now, price was also testing its monthly swing point. That was from February 2025, 2.3 million shares. Then last month, 3.3 million shares. So you're pushing at least higher with volume. So I would say, 165.17 is where price should find support. This could be just day number 2 of a retracement. That could be the end of it. But watch that oscillator and change on the daily time frame, 165. You get below that, you're likely to get the 161 level out there. So where's the stop? I've given you support areas. You know where you're at on price. Your stop should have been at least figured out the average true range of the last 10 days, and you multiply that times 1.618, and that basically should be the size of your stop out there. But that's what I see when I take a GATX, John. I hope that helps you out, and I hope you guys had a great, what's it called there? Summerfest is here. What's the festival up there in Milwaukee? Great festival. I lived there for about 9 months. I don't even know if it was 9 months. No, couldn't have been 9 months. Maybe it was 7 months. In any event, Greg in Portland wants to take a look at the McEwen Mining. MUX is the ticker symbol. So let's get that up here. And his question is how to plot the A to B equals CD pattern out there. So I'm going to show you how to do that. But first, what I want you to pay attention to is today is going to confirm a daily TD9 count top. And tomorrow that pattern will complete. So the very first thing, Greg, is even though I know this looks like it's in a breakout, on a weekly basis and a monthly basis, it most certainly is. But we still have to contend with the daily time frame out there. And the daily time frame says McEwen Mining could be getting ready to pull back towards its oscillator and change line, currently printed 1145. The weekly's got the A to B equals CD pattern. Now, I don't know if we've got volume. We won't know that till Friday. The swing point, or the high, would be July 25th out there. That had volume of 3.4 million shares. Now, so far for the week, we're at 2.5 million shares. So I'd say we've got volume on a weekly basis. The 1-to-1 A to B equals CD pattern would get us up towards 1527. We were looking at a Marvell, I believe it was, and how that gap to the downside and where it was trading along the C to D leg. Now we're reversing roles here. We've exploded, in essence, off the C point, increase the odds of more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD pattern on the upside. 2, we're on the left-hand side of that C to D leg out there. That does not mean we're not going to form a short-term top outer. That's exactly what the daily time frame chart is suggesting. So I would be expecting or anticipating, and beginning tomorrow or the next day, at least a 2-bar pullback out there with a price target in that 1146-ish type area. So you're going to start your A to B equals CD on the weekly time frame, started with the low from April 11th. You can then tie that in on the daily time frame. Your B point is going to be the July, I don't know what date that is because it's blocked July 30th, it looks like. And then the C point is going to be the low here from August I can't tell what date that is because I know how to change that. Well, there we go. That would be the B points. C points would be August 15th. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pros pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at ticker symbol HOTH, hot H out there. This is for Dan inside the Tiger's Den. Oh, by the way, folks, it looks like I'm having issues on my phone getting my TFNN emails. My thing is just spinning. So for those of you that have sent me requests, once this gets resolved, I'll make sure that we review them tomorrow. You can send me an email to steve@masteringprobability.com. If I get that in time, I'll certainly try to take a look at that request out there. But my TFNN email not working for whatever reason. And so if I don't cover your request today, I will definitely do that tomorrow, regardless of which email you would send it to. But let's take a look at HOTH out here. Dan, I would say this is trading right now or consolidating between TD9 count breakout support. That's at $1.15. That was tested in essence on Friday and held. And resistance, which is $1.44. Now, it does have a TD9 count top. That went ahead and confirmed on July 14th. It was the day earlier. That was the actual high, bar number 8 on July the 11th out there. So price has tested that swing point this morning. That swing point has volume of 648,000 shares again July 11th. So far today, we're into a 16 million shares. Holy shnikes. What'd they do there, Dan? So it's pushing into that swing point with volume. What you'd love to see, though, is it still has to close inside that swing point. That means above $1.40. If it closes above $1.40, then you're going to go test that high, or you should test that high, just simply from a volume standpoint. But right now, it's the top of the profile at $1.35. That appears to be where all the sellers are hanging out. That is creating that problem. Strong sellers with that kind of volume should have been able to take out, and maybe it will at day's end. Now, if we look at the weekly time frame chart, we just have a consolidation, a sideways consolidation that in essence has been going on, you'd have to say, since about June. So for a number of months out here, a sideways consolidation, breaking through that consolidation, probably at about the price point, I'd say, of $1.50. If you get above $1.50, you probably get to the $1.78 level. That's the top of that weekly profile. Monthly is of no use to us. So, Dan, that's what I see with regard to hot H out there. Nice volume today, but why can't it take out those sellers? Let's go take a look at WWR as well. That is a graphite miner. This is also for Dan inside the Tiger's Den. So you got WWR. Both of these, as he said, are speculative stocks that he's taking a look at. WWR is consolidated with inside his daily profile. That's between a range of support at 71 cents and the sell zone between 90 and 95 cents out there. Prices trade above screen oscillator and change line. No reason for it not to continue to move higher. Weekly time frame does not have a topping. All right, it has a sell the D point top. But price is trading above its green oscillator and change line and above the top of its profile. It ought to make a further move higher. Monthly chart here also of no use to us. So you got a consolidation with inside profile on the daily. The weekly says I want to move higher. The daily says I want to move higher as well. So that's what I see with regard to WWR. Watch that 90 to 95 cent area. That is the sell zone for WWR. John C. inside the Tiger's Den wants to take a look at Apple. I can see I'm going to need some requests out here, especially with the phone not picking anything up. I'll move back over to Mastering Probability. Maybe I can see something there if somebody re-forwarded a message. But in the meantime, let's go take a look at, Apple. This is for John C. inside the Tiger's Den. Let's get the charts for Apple up on our screen. Apple trading out right now at 227.60. It's trading, John, into its buy zone. And that buy zone is between 226.26 and 229.21 out there. As price moves lower, you're watching the volume as it approaches the swing point from August 21st. That swing point high is 226.52. Volume, 30 million shares. So far in 2 hours of trading, we've done 13 million shares. So you're moving lower with volume. Price would need to close below 226.26 to tell us that we're going to go test that swing low and also potentially generate an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. No, we're not there just yet. Right now, all we've got is a consolidation with inside its profile and price testing that buy zone area. The weekly time frame has been nothing more than a sideways movement for the last month out there. The monthly time frame chart, price is running to resistance at its oscillator and change line. A close above 233.29-ish or so would be a bullish outcome. And Apple may have bottomed on a monthly basis. It had that TD9 count, Rhodes momentum indicator top, where price finding support right at its TD9 count breakout level. The key now for Apple is being able to, on a monthly basis, close above that green oscillator unchanged line. So right now on a daily basis, just a consolidation with inside profiles. Nicholas wants to take a look at Palantir. So let's go up and take a look at Palantir. We get those charts up on our screen. I believe I've got that right here. Palantir trading out right now at $156.78. And on a monthly basis, it looks mighty wonderful. It negated a TD9 count topping pattern. Immediately, it's trading above profile and its oscillator and change line. The weekly time frame, prices pulled back so that it is now consolidating with inside its weekly profile. Your level of support, 134.66. Your level of resistance, 165.40. No topping pattern. However, whoa. Wave number 7. I take that back. So you do have a wave 7 top, or price consolidating with inside the day weekly profile. Boy, don't worry. I'll eventually figure it out. If we look at the daily time frame, daily time frame has a sell the D point top that took price right back to support, which held profile support. And then we've got a new profile that is formed, and price is really trading with inside that profile. And that range is 151.76, Nicholas, at support, 161.19 as resistance. Palantir also has resistance at about 165 and change. Right now, it's 165.70. That's the green oscillator and change line. So we've got a daily top and a weekly top out there at price trade with inside profile. So you're just going to have to watch those areas out there because this could, especially since you're trading inside that weekly profile, you could easily get back to the 134.66. Now, we've had 3 weeks to the downside for Palantir. Let's open up that weekly time frame chart. Since its rally, its gigantic rally, all 3 week, let me just make sure of that. Let me pull it back just a tad further. Yeah. So as we take a look at that bottom panel, no, I take that back. There are some 4-week moves to the downside. The last one that we had that was a 4-week move to the downside was back on April the 19th out there. So maybe that's what we're looking at, but it does look like on a weekly basis, Palantir is getting close to at least a bottom signal. And that's either right now as we speak or next week when that would unfold. So that's what we've got. We take a look at Palantir. Hope that helps you out. We've got some thank you out here, Jambalaya, for some additional requests. TDG is the ticker symbol, so let's get that up on our screen out here. TDG is trading out, been consolidating with inside that daily profile. That's between the range of 1388.01. That's your support level, Jam. And resistance is up at 1415. So just a consolidation, been consolidating there for 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 basic trading sessions on a weekly time frame. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't see. I take that back. It's trading below that consolidation, below that profile. So now what you've got is an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. So on a daily time frame, apologize for not seeing that. My eyes were so, but I just didn't see it. Eventually saw it. So the A to B equals CD pattern would look something like this. I'm going to just simply move this over to what is likely the C point. I just want to make sure that that is at least a 0.382 retracement or so. So 1182 could be a price target. Look, the real price target right here, right now that you've got to be paying attention to is going to be 1277.70. That is the weekly TD9 count breakout level. We did get a Rhodes momentum indicator top on the weekly time frame. Also at 1271.65 is the bottom of its new monthly profile. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. I just want to make sure on TDG we're looking at price targeting 1277.70 and or 1271.65. You get below 1271.65, 1182 becomes the price target. The next request out here is to take a look at BLDR. This is the questions from Snowballs. It's time to add to his short out here. I'd say here's what I want to share with you on a weekly time frame where there is no topping pattern. Price has pulled back. It pulled back for 2 weeks. Last week was the first week to the upside, and price is still trading above support. That first level of support happened to be the top of its profile, 135.20. If price were below that, I'd feel more comfortable because that could be signaling to us a move to the 125.48 level. So you make that decision on your own right now, and just realize that you've got potentially strong support at 135.20 out there. So I hope that helps you out. The last request was also, I believe, from Jambalaya, was to take a look at ticker symbol CRWV. Now, CRWV is doing what? So on a daily time frame, and I don't know if this hammer candle from about a week and a half ago, what did that do? It looked like that. Yeah, so that's a buy the D point bottom pattern, and price is trading towards that swing point. That's a swing point from August 20th. The high is 91.65. The volume, 32 million shares. So far for the day, we're at 17 million shares. So you're pushing lower with volume. If price closes, not necessarily today, could be today or tomorrow, but it looks like price wants to go shoot for that swing point, anywhere between 85.26 at the low, 91.65 at the high out there. Price below that red oscillator change line and profile is not a good scene. The weekly time frame is a TD9 count top with a consolidation with inside his profile. May want to target support, which is 66.31. Monthly time frame chart is not helpful to us. So that's where we're at, folks. Let me see here real quickly. Can I go over to the day trading stuff real quickly? See if the ES Mini out here. We just got that 2-hour time frame chart. TD9 count, you're going to have a confirmed TD9 count in the next 4 minutes out here on that 2-hour time frame. That pattern is not complete until 2 p.m. this afternoon. Folks, stay tuned for all the great programming. I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow on Wonderful Wednesday. In the meantime, have a terrific Tuesday. Take care and be safe.